Saigo everyone, Chief Sherri-Lyn Hill here. Nyawa and thank you for tuning in to the weekly Chief and Council radio show. I am very pleased to announce that Six Nations of the Grand River will host the 2024 Chiefs of Ontario Annual Chiefs Assembly and Regional Chief Election from June 11th to the 13th. It will be held at the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center. The theme of the gathering this year is Coming Together for First Nations Sovereignty. For more information, contact Lee Thompson at 548-328-0725. Also, call her if you're interested in a food booth, being a vendor, or at the trade show. Last week was the kickoff for the Community Awareness Month. It was great to see so many community members taking part in all the events. Now, let's hear from our councillors. This week and for the next couple of weeks, you have an opportunity to hear from your elected councillors. This week features inspiring words and progress updates from Councillor Melba Thomas. Enjoy the show, everyone, and welcome Councillor Melba Thomas.
Thanks, Chief Sherri-Lyn Hill. My name is Melba Thomas. I'm a councillor with the Six Nations Elected Council. I'm here to certainly give information about my work for caring for the people, of which I campaigned on this last election. The first thing I'd like to do is certainly talk about our political committee assignments. And one of the areas that I have is health and well-being. And that's very important to me, as you can see. When I campaigned this last 59th council, the title was Caring for the People, and that's what it is. We at Six Nations Elected Council have many, many programs and services for our people. And the political committee, which we sit on, is comprised of Amos Key, myself, Melba Thomas, Hazel Johnson, Audrey Paulus-Bumbry, and Leslie Green. Health and Well-Being Committee addresses issues related to children, youth, adults, and aging populations, and the community, of course, as a whole. Health and health services, impacting legislation, regulation, and policies. And I didn't mention, which I should and have to today, is Greg Fraser. We took some arm twisting, not too bad, but we really wanted him on this political committee of health and well-being because he has a medical background. So he did finally say yes. He has many other areas that he covers. He has a path across this community and elsewhere. So he's part of us. So some of the tables that we have are Mental Health and Addictions Task Force, Native Horizons. These are external tables. West Haldeman Patient Advisory, Brantford General Hospital, Family Advisory, COO, Chiefs of Ontario Committee on Health, Iroquois Lodge, Jordan's Principle. It just goes on and on and on. All the areas that are related to the well-being and health of our community. The other one that I sit on, we were asked to have maybe 3 or 4 because it's a very, very busy schedule with these committees. I sit on the Community Committee, too, and this committee addresses issues related to social and emergency needs of community members, prevention service, and legislation. And the internal departments are Social Services, Ontario Works, and Parks and Recreation. The external tables are Social Services Building Committee, Okwini Dao, Child and Family Services of Grand Erie, Community Living, Ganokashra, Grand River Employment and Training, and GREAT. I also sit on Justice. Justice addresses issues related to the development and implementation, enforcement of community standards and laws and bylaws. External tables and committees are connected to Police Commission, of which I sit on, Chiefs of Ontario on Justice, Collaborative Enforcement and Prosecution. And those committees are, again, it looks like we sit on quite a few committees together, Leslie and I, and probably Hazel too. Leslie is on this, Elena is on this, myself, Cynthia, and Dale. And those are the 3 committees that I sit on, which is going to keep us really busy. It has already. I wanted to tell you that we not only take care of humans, but we also take care of animals. As you can see from COVID, that many people have certainly connected with, especially dogs, is what I see on the streets, in the cities, in the towns, and here in the village of Ashwaubenon and outlying areas. So there was a resolution that was passed by elected council to approve to allocate $290,000 to be made available to the Six Nations of the Grand River community towards the animal wellness program for the 23-24 fiscal year. This allocation will ensure the continuation and expansion of essential services, including staff salaries, medical treatment, shelter support, and outreach efforts. I also want to bring to your attention April 27th and 28th at the Gathering Place. There was a conference, a traditional Western mental health addictions conference held at the Gathering Place. And of course, we know, as I mentioned, that we have some very sad situations that's happened on a reserve. We almost lose some of our people on a weekly, if not weekly, a monthly basis, connected to mental health issues and addictions. We had panels there who spoke, and the survivors did a very good job. The survivors of the mush hole, survivors of the residential school. And what they did is tell you some of the background of the traumas that they suffered through the years. And we know to this day, we talk about it often, that it has gone through the generations of our people where we are lacking at times in many areas of parenting, for example. We're lacking in nurturance with our children. We're lacking in affection. We all, I think, have our own ways of loving our children and our family members and community, but sometimes we don't show our love and affection and nurturing as often as we should to people at appropriate times. So they did a very good job of how they were traumatized and how they overcome some of the areas of trauma and actually survived to this day. And then the other panel was a panel of 7 or 8 people who told the community how they overcome some of the addictions, specifically, I guess, drugs in our community. And as we know, it's coming in from different areas. So this was an effort to educate the community where we're at and how we are so concerned and how we need to put a strategy in place. A strategy that will certainly help to minimize the effects and traumas related to drug use and abuse. As we know, with the drug use that we have now in our community, it's running rampant. And so that means we have a lot of problems in our families. We have a lot of physical abuse, intimidation, financial abuse. We have all those things related to trauma and hurtful situations in our community. And our police, of course, have a 4-man unit that do a very good job in trying to get things under control by way of raids, for example, and arresting a lot of our people who contribute to trafficking in drugs that are very harmful to our community. I will end that and certainly say that I'm looking forward to bringing more information to the community through the radio station, and I think Six Nations Council and the Chief's Office and other councillors being in place to share some of these things with each other and attempt to strategize at the council level to make things a better place to live here at Six Nations.
Nyawa and thank you, Councillor Melba Thomas, for those inspiring words. Just another reminder to check out all of the great activities going on during Community Awareness Month. Until our next episode, take care, be safe, be well, and be kind. Have a great week.
The Community Awareness Month activities continue this week with the following events. Friday, Child and Youth Services hosts the Bear Witness Carnival Day from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Gathering Place. Saturday is the Mock Walk for Hospice, hosted by the Six Nations Health Foundation and Six Nations Hospice. This event is from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Six Nations Blue Track behind the arena. Tuesday is a busy one with several events. First, Six Nations Ontario Works hosts A Month in My Moccasins. This event is from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at 12 Sunrise Court. Also on Tuesday is Self-Care Equals Self-Love, hosted by Native Horizons Treatment Center. And this event is from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. The Be Your Own Hero event is also on Tuesday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Grand River Employment and Training. Also at Great, in the atrium, the Ongwehoe Language Career Fair is Tuesday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Six Nations Health Services hosts the Journey Through Health Services on Tuesday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at White Pines Wellness Center. On Wednesday, it's the Community Wellness Fair hosted by the Six Nations Cannabis Commission from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Six Nations Community Hall. The Six Nations Public Library is hosting a book sale and mini flea market on Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Six Nations Library. Also on Wednesday is the Spring Fling Barbecue and Petting Zoo, hosted by the Iroquois Lodge from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. On Thursday, the Six Nations Crisis Team hosts Meet the Team Barbecue and Drop-In at the Six Nations Crisis Hub from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And to round out Thursday, Dreamcatcher Charitable Foundation is hosting an open house from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Dreamcatcher office. You can also learn more about all of the events by checking out the SNGR Community Awareness Month booklet.